Hi besties, welcome or welcome back. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the first ever TBR video of 2025. I am going to be letting my TBR jar choose my reads for February. We have a beautiful TBR jar with so many exciting prompts in here. I've got a wonderful selection on my TBR cart, new releases. I've got some books that have been on my TBR for way too long, books I've been sent, just so many books that I'm so excited to get to. And I've been wanting to do a TBR jar video forever. My typical reading month is around 6 books. This month I managed to read 9. But I do consume a lot of audiobooks because of my job. So we're going to be optimistic. I think I'm going to choose maybe 7 or 8 books in this video. And I'm so excited to see what we're going to be reading in February. I had such a successful month in January. So without further ado, let's see what books we're going to be reading based on my TBR jar for February. First prompt, one of your favourite YouTubers loves. I could do Binding 13. I know that Destiny really loves the Chloe Walsh books and so does Rachel. I could do Behind the Net. I know that's very well loved with Ellen. I think it's the second book that she likes, but this is the first book in the series. I could do Swift and Saddled. That's the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I could do Bad Blood. I know that Sarah really likes that series. What do I want to read? I could do Assassin's Blade. That's the first book I'm going to be reading in the Throne of Glass series. And I know so many YouTubers, all of my favourite YouTubers love that series. This is already incredibly difficult because I don't know what to choose. I think I'm going to go with Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Now, the second book in this series is The Fake Out. I believe it's The Fake Out that Ellen really loves. But I want to read these in order. They are interconnected standalone, so I could technically read them in any order, but I'm going to start with this one. So while this might not technically be her favourite, she really loves this series. So thank you, Ellen, for giving me some recommendations on this series. This is the first book in the Vancouver Storm series. This is hockey romance, and I believe she is the assistant to this big NHL hockey player. Potentially. I don't know an awful lot about this series, but I have just heard the most incredible things. So the first book going on my February TBR is Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer. Second prompt, continue a series. This is probably the best one I could have got because I've got so many books on here that are the next installment of a series that I love. I could do Onyx Storm, I could do Swift and Saddled, Bad Blood, could do Reckless by Elsie Silver, I could do Two Twisted Crowns. I'm torn between Swift and Saddled and Onyx Storm. I'm leaning more towards Swift and Saddled because I read Done and Dusted in January and I absolutely adored that book and I've been wanting to continue the series. But Onyx Storm came out a couple of weeks ago and I've still not picked it up. But I'm not gonna lie, I've not been hearing the best things about it. And because it's so highly anticipated for me, I'm terrified. I think I'm gonna go with Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is the second book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. It's cowboy romance. There's a wonderful family dynamic. This is about Ada and Wes. And it's just a short, beautiful, cute little fluffy cowboy romance. I have been so excited to continue this series. I think it's honestly going to be one of my new favourite series. The second book on our February TBR is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. Prompt number 3. Over 500 pages. Okay. Now this could work. How many pages is this one? Could do Mile High. I could do When the Moon Hatched, but if I'm being honest, I kind of don't want to. I could do Goblet of Fire. This is the next book I need to read in the Harry Potter series. Bad Blood is 509 pages. So I think I want to choose between these 3. I think I'm going to do it. I think I just have to do it. The next book I'm adding to my February TBR is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This is the third book in the Empyrean series. The first book is Fourth Wing, then we have Iron Flame, and then Onyx Storm. As I said, I've really not been hearing the best things about this, especially with how the last book ended. But I might absolutely love this, and it is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. So the third book I am adding to my February TBR is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I'm terrified. Prompt number 4. Word you in the title. Have I got any? I don't actually think there are any on here that have the word you in the title. These are all thrillers down here that aren't necessarily on my TBR, but that is just where I store them. Some of them I've not read, so I could technically pick a thriller. I don't think I want to. Is there anything on my shelves? Okay, I think I'm coming to the conclusion that I haven't got anything for that prompt. So we're gonna pick number 4 again. Cover is the same colour as your outfit. I'm wearing a lot of colours right now, so I could do a lot with this. You know what? Bear with me. Let me cook. Yep, okay. Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver is coming out in February, and the cover has orange on it. I have been dying to get my hands on this book. I'm so excited for it to release. The Ruinous Love books are probably some of my favourite books of all time. The first one is Butcher and Blackbird, and then we have Leather and Lark. And then the third book that's coming out at the beginning of Feb is Scythe and Sparrow. These are dark, serial, unaliver romances. I don't actually know what the third book is about. I just know it's about one of the brothers, and I've been so excited for their story. The fourth book I'm adding to my February TBR is Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver, and I could not be more excited. Moving on to prompt number 5. Oh, I fucked up. Orange or yellow cover. I think I got a bit excited too soon. Now this might be a problem because I might not have anything. This has got yellow on it, but the cover's not technically yellow. This cover's blue, but the spine is yellow. Okay, Goblet of Fire is technically white, but it has an orange/yellow detailing. Spark of the Everflame is pretty orange. There's not a whole lot of orange and yellow going on, I'll be honest. You know what I might pick? I am yet to read Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, and I adore Ali Hazelwood. She is an auto-buy author for me. I'm still yet to pick this one up. This is quite a few years old now, and she's got so many new books out or coming out this year. I think I'm going to go with this one. This is part of the STEM romance series that Ali Hazelwood wrote. The first book is The Love Hypothesis, and fun fact, that was the book that got me back into reading as an adult. So I just know that I'm going to love everything that Ali Hazelwood writes, and I have been excited to get to this one. The fifth book on my February TBR is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Prompt number 6. This one says a purple cover. That's not really purple. Is this the only one I've got? That's purple, right? Can that be classed as purple? I think this is the only one that's going to work, if I'm being honest. I feel like I'm not having a lot of luck here. This is as close to purple as I'm going to get. This is J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan. I read Never by Jessa Hastings in January, and I adored that book. It was absolutely phenomenal. But I've not read it as an adult, and I really wanted to read the original Peter Pan since reading Never. And it's so short. This cover is absolutely beautiful, and I think it'll be a good palette cleanser for after Onyx Storm. So the 6th book I'm going to add, if we can technically class this as purple because it's the only option I've got, is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. 2 prompts left. A new release. Okay. We've got Deep End by Ali Hazelwood also coming out in February. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. Rebel Witch by Kristen Cicerelli. You know what I think I'm going to do? I put in a pre-order for Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. That comes out on the 27th of Feb. So we're pushing it a bit close to the end of the month there with a new fantasy book. But I've been seeing the author promoting this all over TikTok, and the premise just sounds so incredible. I believe it's something along the lines of two fated or two soulmates who are destined to kill each other in every single life. I could be completely wrong. I might have just made that up. I think that's essentially what the premise is. And there was a special edition going on Waterstones, so I managed to get my hands on it, and I have got it pre-ordered for the end of the month. Hopefully we can squeeze it in a few days. I think that's what I'm going to go with. The 7th book that I'm putting on my February TBR is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen, and fingers crossed we can squeeze it in at the end of the month. And our last final prompt is be a good one. I can't understand my own handwriting. I think that says furniture on the cover, but I have no idea if I've spelt furniture right. Okay, that was a bit of a rogue prompt from me. No, 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 and no. I'm deeply struggling here. Shall we choose another one? These prompts are proving a little bit difficult. Maybe I was too hard on myself when I wrote these. We're going to choose again. I'm cheating a little bit because I really want to stick to the books that are on my TBR cart and not keep choosing from the books that are on my shelf. Okay, a sports romance. I've been getting shouted at for not starting this series, but I'm scared, okay? I'm really scared. I've heard terrible things about this book. I own the entire series and I've still not read any of them because this is the first book. I think this is the Windy City series, if I'm not wrong, but I've really not heard good things, and that puts me off reading the series because this is the first book. This is Mile High by Liz Tom Ford, and I believe our male main character is a hockey player and our female main character is a flight attendant. And look, I've basically decided if I'm not enjoying this, I give myself permission to DNF it and just read the rest of the series, because I've had a lot of people tell me skip the first one, read the rest. But I want to give it a chance because reading is subjective. What one reader might hate, I might love, and what I don't like, other people love, and we'll just see. She's pretty chunky, I will be honest, for a romance book. I'm really hoping I will love it, but if I don't, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. So the 8th and final book I'm adding to my February TBR is Mile High by Liz Tom Ford. So these are all of the books that are going on my February TBR. Mile High, Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and then we also have Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver and Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I'm pretty happy with that. Prompts were proving a little bit difficult, but we got there in the end. We have chosen 8 books that I'm going to be reading in February. I've got new releases, I've got things that have been on my TBR for way too long, and you will have to stick around to see what books I read in February, whether we get to them, whether I complete my TBR. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it and you want to see more from me, stick around, show some love, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.